Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for 22 News at noon. I'm Rich Teddemer. Breaking news coming from northern New Jersey. A 4.8 magnitude earthquake struck the East Coast this morning just before 10:30. Right here at our broadcast center in Chicopee, the ground shook for several seconds and then again several seconds later. People in Baltimore, Philadelphia, Connecticut, and other areas of the Northeast reported shaking. The tremors were felt over 200 miles away near the Massachusetts-New Hampshire border. 22 News reporter Lana Flood is live in Springfield with reaction to, for us, a rare experience.
That's right, Rich. Although this was centered in New Jersey, this 4.8 magnitude earthquake was felt all along the East Coast and in major cities like Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., New York, and of course right here in western Massachusetts. The U.S. Geological Survey reported a quake with a preliminary magnitude of 4.8 centered near Lebanon, New Jersey, or about 45 miles west of New York City and 50 miles north of Philadelphia. Fortunately, no reports of major damage have been reported in these large cities yet. Experts here at the Springfield Museums say while earthquakes in the Northeast are not uncommon, ones of this size are. However, it's not unusual for the ripple effects of an earthquake to be felt hundreds of miles away.
With seismometers that are very sensitive. And by tracking where that earthquake shows up at the surface, they're able to understand the deep earth.
The Earth is moving all the time, and earthquakes are caused by built-up energy, shifting masses of rock and earth. And you can see here at the Springfield Museums, they have a jumbo seismic monitor. And if you look closely, Chris is going to zoom in on that red dot on the East Coast. That is actually the earthquake that took place this morning just before 10:30. Now, let's talk to 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Chris Buzakis. Chris, I know you felt it there in studio. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, we did feel it here in the studio. The studio lights were shaking. I was sitting at my desk and I asked the same question as all of you. What was that? Well, of course, we all know now it was the earthquake. And here's exactly where it was. It was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake north of White House Station, New Jersey, centered right here where that red dot is lighting up. And of course, we felt it all the way here in western Massachusetts, and we're getting reports from Vermont, New Hampshire even feeling it, and as far south as the Carolinas being able to feel this. So where exactly was it and why? Why did we feel it here? So this is north of White House, New Jersey. It was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake. The earthquake was on the Ramapo fault line, which is a fault line that runs through New Jersey. It's a very short and minor fault line, but of course it was enough to create an earthquake, and the earthquake was 3 miles below the surface. But why did we feel it all the way here in western Massachusetts? Well, something we have here in New England, we have older and denser rocks, and the older, denser rocks can carry vibration farther away, and that's why we did feel that earthquake all the way from New Jersey here in western Massachusetts. So you did feel an earthquake. It was a 4.8 magnitude earthquake in New Jersey.